Remember when the Bite of 87 was an important and one of the most prevalent mysteries in the FNAF franchise, only to be overshadowed by every other piece of lore and intrigue? Well, we're talking about it. Who caused the bite, and who was bitten? Let's get the victim out of the way first. It was Jeremy Fitzgerald. Moving on. Nah, with all seriousness, Jeremy is the only likely candidate because he was moved to the day shift on the 7th day of the second week. And since the animatronics don't attack children, only adults, which remains true for the toys as well.
They interact with the kids just fine, but when they encounter them themselves, they just stare.
Jeremy's job was to stay close to the animatronics to make sure they don't hurt anyone.
We have one more event scheduled for tomorrow, a birthday. You'll be on day shift. Wear your uniform. Stay close to the animatronics and make sure they don't hurt anyone, okay?
So, he wouldn't have been close enough for the animatronics to attack someone, especially if William was the day guard before Jeremy. This would have riled them up even more, leading to the toys getting scrapped. Great, now moving on to the corporate candidates. Our candidates are as follows: Withered Freddy, Withered Foxy, Mangle, and Toy Chica. We'll start with Withered Freddy. Evidence comes from FNAF 1 actually, on the rules for the pizzeria, along with some questionable rules. What is the context behind this rule? We have number 6, don't touch Freddy. Why just Freddy and not the other animatronics? Taking a look at this old image, we can see Freddy has handprints on his face. This could be from a time when Freddy bit down on someone's frontal lobe. This would explain why this rule is in place. However, if Freddy did cause the bite, then as he and the other Withereds were refurbished for FNAF 1, the handprints couldn't be from 87. Plus, it would be strange that the company would have kept Freddy as the face of Fazbear if he caused the bite. Regardless, Freddy can be eliminated as a candidate because the Withereds would have been locked away in parts and service, where all the Withereds are located in FNAF 2's establishment. Up next is Withered Foxy, and much like Freddy, he can already be eliminated as a culprit because he would have already been locked away in the parts and services room. And like Freddy, there would be no reason why Fazbear would have had Foxy as a part of the FNAF 1 establishment if he did cause the bite. Now, onto our real options: Mangle and Toy Chica. Mangle was a character the technicians gave up on and let the kids have at them as a pull apart and put back together attraction in Kids Cove. Not very child friendly with all the robotic parts and electronics, but since when did Fazbear care for safety? As Mangle would have been an attraction open during the party, this already makes her a more likely candidate than the Withereds. Plus, Mangle would have had a more personal reason for biting off the frontal lobe of a staff member, as they were the ones who allowed the kids to destroy them. Of all of the toys, Mangle has a mouth wide enough to fit a human head inside with their unhinged jaw and all. Though, there is one other piece of evidence which goes in Mangle's favour: their jump scare. Once they enter the office, Mangle will chill on the ceiling for a bit, then when opportunity arises, they'll swing down and aim for the top of Jeremy's head, right where the frontal lobe would be. While Mangle's appearance makes them the most likely animatronic to commit the act, we still have Toy Chica to discuss. Unlike Mangle, who would have been in Kids Cove, Toy Chica would have been with other toys in the party room with all of the other attendants of the birthday party, and by proxy, Jeremy would have had to have been closer to them more often than Mangle, already making the other toys besides Balloon Boy and the puppet, for obvious reasons, more likely. So why couldn't Toy Freddy and Bonnie take off someone's frontal lobe? Simple, they both can't open their mouths wide enough to fit someone's head inside their mouth. But neither could Toy Chica. To that I would argue she could. See, she has more of an advantage compared to the other two, that being her beak. While her mouth joints might not be able to open wide enough to fit a head, her beak would have a wider angle the further you go down her beak. Plus, this image demonstrates that it is possible for her beak to go around someone's frontal lobe, and unlike Mangle, she has more recent evidence for being the culprit. Take a listen to this line from Ultimate Custom Night.
Where's my beak? Lodged in your forehead, of course.
While the frontal lobe is located in a person's forehead, this line would imply her beak was stuck inside Jeremy's head, so the frontal lobe wouldn't be ripped out of his head, meaning she couldn't have bitten him. See, here's the thing. It's never outright been stated that the frontal lobe was ripped out of the victim's head, just that they were able to live without the frontal lobe.
Then there was the bite of 87, yeah. It's amazing that the human body can live without the frontal lobe.
The lobe might have been removed in the hospital along with her beak, despite Jeremy having to be around Toy Freddy, Bonnie, and Chica more than Mangle, as Mangle would have been in Kids Cove during the party. It's possible that Mangle wandered into the party room the birthday was held in, or attacked Jeremy in Kids Cove if he wandered in that part at some point. Although I think it's important to point out that in UCN and AR, Mangle does have voice lines that hint towards the fact that they actually like their appearance.
Don't be afraid. Soon you will look just like me. Beautiful. Don't tell anyone. But they're all just jealous of how pretty I am. I don't regret the experiences that have led me to be the fox that I am.
So, in that case, she wouldn't have had a personal vendetta against the staff members for that reason. Then again, there are also these lines in AR as well.
Why was I made only to fall apart like this? This almost makes us yearn for the days of the Kids Cove. Never again. Never. Never, ever, never.
So, it really could go either way. However, with the evidence presented, Jeremy could have been around Toy Chica more than Mangle, and with more recent evidence pointing towards Toy Chica, I think the culprit of the bite of 87 was indeed Toy Chica. Well, that was a short video. What can I say? There isn't much to talk about when it comes to the bite of 87, which is ironic considering how massive it was back in 2014 and 15. But regardless, I hope you enjoyed, and if you did, consider subscribing, hitting the bell, and liking the video. It's appreciated. I also have a Twitter you could follow me on if you would like. My next video might be on my take on who the Vengeful Spirit is and their connections to Midnight Motorist and FNAF 4, but if it gets pushed back for whatever reason, I might release a video on the Phantoms, but we'll see. Thanks for watching and enjoy your day/evening.